What's going on, people? Hope y'all having a good Sunday evening. Shout out to my 10 subscribers. Probably only about 3 of you will be watching, but it's all good. We've got, well, ZVT as usual, and 2 familiar faces. It's Kevin Lee versus B-Breed. Now, B-Breed, to be honest, hasn't been particularly impressive lately. Kind of just losing to everyone that he's played. So, don't know what's going on, but yeah, he's gonna need to perform a little better. Maybe he's just washed, who knows? He's opening up with a pretty standard single barracks, single gas. Kevin also opening up pretty standard with a hatchery, gas and pool. Not much to talk about there. So let's go over the last time these guys played. It was, I think, 4 games. B-Breed actually managed to win game number 1 from a pretty dicey position, but managed to win that. And then he lost the next 3 games to a 2-base Roach Hydra build, which isn't very good, but he managed to lose it in the same fashion every single game almost. So maybe Kevin will try to go for that again. We'll have to see what happens. B-Breed throwing down the command center now, getting a factory as well as a reactor. Nothing else in his base. A couple Marines gonna be looking for an overlord, but Kevin sent his first one to the back here. So that's gonna mean no vision of the front just yet, until these Lings show up, and these Lings might be able to get 1 Marine here. Nice little micro pulling back the red Zergling there, saving that Zergling, although the Marine reinforcing not going to be able to get it, but that was close. And I think only the Marine went down, right? Yeah, so not really the end of the world, but kind of unfortunate for B-Breed that his Marines were not together there. See, those 2 were employing the buddy system when they left the barracks. They were pretty much hand in hand, and future Marines gonna come out 2 at a time as well. Kevin just made a big round of drones, putting himself up to 38 now. He's going up to 3 bases. Wait, what? A pre 6-minute 3rd base for Kevin Lee. What are we witnessing? Kevin going for a macro game? That can't be possible. Do my eyes deceive me? Well, he is going up to 4 gases now, but not really rushing to layer or anything. It's 420 now, starts that layer. Much better drone count than he normally has at this time. And again, much earlier 3rd, just finishing at 4.5 minutes about. B-Breed going for that triple CC opening, getting double engineering bay. And it's going to be bio tank for now as the composition. No starport in sight just yet, so not going to have any medevacs. And these Marines also don't have their stim and combat shield upgrades just yet. Scan gonna go down in the Zerg natural, not gonna see a whole lot of anything. Spots the double gas, but that's not necessarily a huge tell if you don't know what's going on in the main base. It's gonna be a Spire dropping down now. This is a bit of a better economy that Kevin usually starts with in this build. So he's already getting gases 5 and 6. And B-Breed, his anti-air, not excellent. Doesn't have any missile turrets on the way. Kevin's gonna drop a spy into B-Breed's base. And Kevin gonna be banking up money now. He's gonna want to spend that on a handful of mutas. As soon as that spire finishes, should be able to get maybe 15, maybe even 16 by the time that finishes. And let's see. Looks like he started up bailing speed, so only going to be able to afford 14. And 14 mutas all of a sudden. Oh, another unlucky scan, not spotting that spire. 14 mutas all of a sudden that show up in a Terran base with no missile turrets. Could be pretty deadly. B-Breed is patrolling his Marines in the main. Kevin does see this with the changeling, so he might just choose to avoid the main for now. Perhaps go for the natural here, which is much less defended. B-Breed also going for his third base now. Gonna be landing that onto its location. And here come the mutas going into the natural. And no missed turrets once again. Marines not in position. So 11 SCVs gonna go down right off the bat. I would have liked to see Kevin perhaps just go towards the main base. Maybe look for some damage there, and he would have been able to find another mineral line. It's important when you go mutas to be very active with them. So that's going to allow you to work on your technology, your workers, getting your economy going. It forces your Terran opponent to really be on the back foot, to feel uncomfortable, like he can't really move out. And that would just allow you to get all the tech and all the mining that you really need, and then eventually maybe the Terran has had enough, decides to move out, and then you can seize the opportunity. Kevin now, Hive on the way, about 90% done now. I would imagine he goes for a Greater Spire. Could also go for Ultralisks, I guess. But his upgrades haven't been stellar. Ultra's only truly scary when they have their max upgrades. B-Breed has been pretty good on getting upgrades on his side of things. He already has +2 weapons on his Marines and +2 armor. Gonna be starting soon. Accidental pickup on that medevac. Picking up a single Marine. Maybe the Marine and the medevac pilot are having a secret soiree. And Kevin going for Ultralisk Cavern and the Greater Spire. Getting both of those hive tech units. I would like to see him mess around with some spellcasters, because those are always fun to watch, but I don't think we'll be getting that. B-Breed moving out just a little bit, clearing up some creep. This is a very marine heavy army. No marauders have been gotten yet, right? Yeah, just gonna be 75 marines. And is B-Breed going for a drop? Ooh, this is spicy. We rarely see this from B-Breed. This might be pretty cool. I would have liked to see this maybe a little earlier, because now Kevin is maxed and he's getting like everything. But let's see how this does. Okay, took a brief pause there to take in the scenery. And these Medivacs continuing on their way. Looks like B-Breed forgot to start +3 armor. It's unfortunate. And drop off his Marines in the main, but Kevin had vision of it, and he reacts pretty well with his his Zergling Baneling army. So he comes back in time, cleans that up, and the Mutas are here to take out the Medivacs. All in all, a very failed drop there. Quite costly as well, as there was 3 Medivacs full of Marines. And Kevin with his 81 workers. I did not know Kevin could even count that high. 81 workers. That is the most we have ever seen from this man. And B-Breed on a measly 56. He is also not even maxed. Kevin is floating a lot of money. He's almost maxed. Not really sure why he's just hanging out at 190 supply. But he's got a lot of money. He's got a lot of army. And he is moving out now. Looks like he wants to fight. B-Breed dropping a scan, moving out as well, clearing some creep. And that's gonna prompt Kevin to engage, perhaps. In comes the Zerg army, and the micro out of B-Breed. Quite poor. I'm not sure why that massive bio army did not have tank support, but it just got vanquished by the Zerg swarm there. And Kevin should be able to convert this to an easy victory. Yuta's gonna take out a barracks for some reason, and gonna fight these Marines head on until the Thor shows up. And nope, no spending out of Kevin, only just now starting 58 Zerglings and 24 Banelings and 2 Ultralisks. Should have had those started quite some time ago. B-Breed now remembering that armor upgrade, but it is quite delayed. And B-Breed gonna try to secure this 4th. No real change in tech from B-Breed. No Liberators, no Ghosts. And those are the best counters to Ultralisks. So B-Breed gonna try to make things work with Bio Tank. This is a scary number of tanks. He's gonna have to remember to siege those and don't take any fights without them sieged. And this is the type of positioning that kind of gets me scared. He's hanging out unsieged. But he is now doing something, maybe not. No, just goes back and... Alright, moving out now. Moving out. This creep spread from Kevin, by the way. Pretty gnarly. And oh, I think B-Breed saw the movement of that. Yeah, so he is able to siege his tanks. And Kevin coming in from one side. A lot of Banelings eating so many tank shots. Wow. This is an insanely great fight for B-Breed there. Preserving all his tanks, most of his bio, and taking out the entire Zerg army. And yeah, same mineral count loss, but Kevin losing almost 3,000 more gas worth of units. B-Breed might be getting a little overambitious here. Kevin spawning 13 Ultralisks soon. Once those pop, what is this army going to be able to do? Here they are. They're not going to go out just yet. And it looks like one of them spawned at that base. Rah! B-Breed cleaning up that base there. Nicely done. But he leaves his tanks naked too. Gonna get caught for almost freed. Do get a couple shots off. And now the Zerg army kind of corralling the Terran army. He drops a scan, but no reaction until it is too late. Oh no, this fight not going quite as well. Although all these tanks up here do get some nice shots off. But the rest of the Zerg army arrive and swallow them up. Final tanks going to fall here at the third base. B-Breed down to sub 100 supply, and that's gonna be it, folks. He is dry on the minerals. Meanwhile, Kevin is richer than, not Elon, but maybe somebody who's kind of in the middle there. Anyways, Kevin taking game number 1. Welcome back. This is game number 2 between Kevin Lee and B-Breed. Good game 1 out of Kevin there, playing more of a macro game than we typically see from him. He went up to like 80 something drones, had like 8 bases or something like that. His upgrades were good. And yeah, that was pretty well done from Kevin. And B-Breed got a couple unfortunate scans there, missing the Spire both times. And then subsequently losing, what was it, 11 or something SCVs. And then losing that triple drop. Hopefully, let's see something else, maybe a little better out of B-Breed, maybe a timing attack or a BC rush, I don't know. I haven't seen those in a while, I feel like. And that is partially due to this man's reputation. Kevin Lee typically goes for rushes. We haven't seen a Baneling bust out of him in a while, but that's something he's always capable of. And sometimes he'll just go for like a weird Roach Hydra rush. Spire rush, of course. Sometimes maybe a Nidus build. So that typically keeps his opponents guessing, and they're always like a little scared, a little cautious, and sometimes that can work in his favor. You can just not do any of that and go for a macro game, as he demonstrated last game. This SEV trying to be a little annoying. And yeah, a wise man once said that the cheesiest thing a cheesy player can do is to play standard. B-Breed, he has 2 Marines this time. It's a cute little adjustment on the fly. And he's gonna find this Overlord in the middle. Can Kevin get that to safety? 2 Marines do not beat... I mean, 2 Zerglings do not beat 2 Marines. So the Marine's gonna take that fight and then set their sights back on the Overlord, who has no way to go. He could have put it up here maybe, but now that Overlord going down. Very nice start from B-Breed as he picks off 2 Zerglings and 1 Overlord for nothing in exchange. Kevin now going for an early 3rd once again, and not only that, it's at the gold base. So Kevin getting a little spicy here. The 2 Lings trying to get revenge, but the 2 Marines actually doing a nice job supporting each other there. I think the Zerglings might have been able to take that because those Marines are already low. Now B-Breed getting Hellions and Mines this time around, not going for tanks. And that's going to be slightly worse against the Roaches that Kevin is going to have, because Roaches can tank a Widow Mine shot. So tanks usually a little bit better against a Roach-centric army, because obviously tanks have ridiculous range. They do bonus versus armored. Widow Mine's still good though. Widow Mines are a very good unit. They only cost 75 minerals and 25 gas. They are invisible. They can do ridiculous amounts of damage in an area. And they're reusable. They're so good. Kevin saturating up his gold base now, so his economy is booming, unlike that of the United States. The Terran here represents the US, because obviously these guys are all Americans with their guns. So yeah, income favoring the Zerg. This little valley here was when B-Breed remembered he had mules and dropped like 5 of them at once. It happens to every Terran player. No 3rd CC in sight. Overseer gonna float on in, maybe drop a little changeling. Bloop! And is it gonna get away? Uh-oh. Oh. Oh, okay. I thought B-Breed was chasing, but no, he's moving out instead. Changeling spotted all that. And now Kevin only just now starting some units. Oh, he had 6 Hydras, okay. But 14 Roaches in the way. only Hydras right now. You gotta wait for your Roaches. But oh, B-Breed. Oh, if he had just gone, might have been able to get a favorable engagement with the army a little disjointed. He still has a scary force here, though. 64 army supply of the Terran against, well, now 72. But a lot of that is not here yet. So B-Breed needs to go. Does move in. And big stim. He's gonna chase now. Gotta make use of this stim while it's active. And reinforcements of Kevin showing up now. Good Widowmine shots. Oh my god, these Widowmine shots. Absolutely massive, doing so much damage. Where's the Overseer of Kevin? Oh no, he has no Overseer. Wait, what happened to that Overseer? Did B-Breed snipe it? I don't know if that was intentional, but if so, very nice play there. Lifts up a handful of units in the medevac. Okay, drops them back off. It would have been pretty bad if Kevin went for the engagement while half the army was in a medevac. Kevin's still not remaking the Overseer. Oh no! These Widowmine's gonna be so good in this situation. Now finally starting 3 at once. B-Breed might be overstaying his welcome here, and oh, okay. Pulls back, unbros his Widowmines. Gonna take some time to work on those rocks. Gotta be careful not to get caught though. Kevin not aware of what is happening. Now B-Breed taking another route, going up to the high ground. He's gonna throw all his Widowmines here in a little triangle formation, but he's not really protecting them. All of them fire. Now Kevin has an opportunity to go in. He's going to clean up the Widowmines, and this Bio army not really that scary without some splash damage for support. B-Breed going to pull back and get away. Keep in mind, although they are on similar worker counts, Kevin has been mining from this gold base for quite a while, so he is the richer man. B-Breed does not even have a third, only just now building that command center. Upgrades also favoring the Zerg player. He already has his 1-1 done. 2-2 is going to be completing in, let's see it, bam, 13 seconds. So Roach Hydra once again, but this time off of a much better economy. A sprinkle of Zerglings as well. And Lurker Den is going to be the follow-up. Of course, that is the natural follow-up to this. Roach Hydra into Lurkers. And B-Breed hanging out here with his army now in the middle of the map. Only one tank with this. I don't think that's enough. And a Liberator not going to be too useful against Hydralisks. And I don't think you should be moving out with only one tank. And oh! Kevin somehow aware of this. I don't know how he saw that, but he collapses on that tank. Gets rid of it. Lickety split. And again, this Terran army not very scary without any splash damage. Kevin gonna just chase it around his base. Kind of ring around the rosy there. Did lose 15 drones so far, so that's something out of B-Breed, but he is losing his entire army now. His deep on creep and decides to stem and fight. Don't think he got anything there, maybe just a little bit of damage on a couple units. But running might not have been much better, so I don't know. b-breed now trailing by 100 supply. He does not even have his third base landed yet. Kevin, despite losing some workers back there, he's still on even worker counts with the Terran. He's got 4 bases, not completely mining though, but 10 more drones on the way, 3 on the way, and again, that lurker den. No lurkers yet, I don't think. And yeah, b-breed only just now getting his third base. This is pretty difficult to defend because you have to defend this forward position, and you also have to defend this rocks if it gets broken. You also have to defend the back here. It's a lot of locations. He is going for a double expand here, also getting that gold. So I think if that was the plan, why not just get this base? So then you defend here, and then you also defend here. I don't know. b-breed continuing to produce Marine, Marauders, and tanks, but he's producing them quite slowly. Tanks coming out one at a time, only one factory, it looks like. Second one on the way. Yeah, b-breed's always kind of had this problem. I think his production facilities not enough. Currently he is okay on the spending, but sometimes we do see him go up to like a few thousand. Looks like Kevin thought about an attack there and then backed up. We're going to be clearing up some creep, but you got to be careful. You don't want to be caught unsieged. Does siege up now. And Lurker's gonna randomly walk up and take a tank shot. Kevin doesn't have vision up here, so he's not really sure how to go about this. He's sending a changeling up there to better assess the situation, but it does get shot by the tank. So Kevin moves his overseer forward a little bit. b-breed not going to be able to get it. Scan going to go down, clear up one more tumor there. Kevin deciding, alright, I'll just go elsewhere then. Gonna attack the third. And b-breed was out of position for this. Pulls back now, however, he lost a bunch of tanks in the front there. Losing the other tank in the back. And now these lurkers gonna shred everything. 20 SCVs going down, this third base going down. And this game gonna be going down for b-breed, who is down to 81 supply. Kevin down to 137, but he can make whatever he wants with his massive bank. What is he doing? Alright, now producing 26 Hydralisks. And he's not going to press the issue. He does not know that he is in such a massive lead. b-breed is clinging to life at the moment. Trying to get more tanks. But he is so spread out. He's only on 95 supply. Kevin now setting his sights northward. Gonna move an overseer in once again. take a little peek. And he decides, yeah, I can take that. Gonna move up, take out that tank and liberator. Gonna leave this one alive to tell the tale. And now B-Breed trying to reestablish this frontal position. Gonna try to get this third again. I don't know why he insists on getting this location. I feel like this might have been easier, but that's also a little bit farther. B-Breed now. Gonna take out these two creep queens. That's annoying. And maybe clean up a little bit more of the tumors here. Drops another scan to clear up a little bit more creep. So that's useful in that Kevin does not know where exactly B-Breed is in his positioning, if he's sieged or unsieged. Kevin unburrows everything and gonna... Looks like you might want to go in now with the Vipers here. However, B-Breed sees all that, so Kevin waits until the scan is done and he moves in through this choke point, but he should just have enough. Blinding clouds going down. 3 more tanks just sieging up here. One of them still clouded, but it does clear up now. And Kevin just charging forward. He doesn't care. He has so much money. And he's gonna force the lift off and might even get the kill once again. And he does get that orbital. Decides not to press forward. It does need to remake some stuff. He's gonna morph all those Hydras into Lurkers now. Still has a lot of money and free supply. B-Breed once again has been battered down to 2 bases. Trying to get up a third here. But B-Breed quite dead and has been for the past, I don't know, 5 minutes? Maybe more? 10 minutes actually. I mean, look at the difference in army supply all the way through. Income as well has been favoring Kevin for much of the game. Now Kevin with his 23 maxed out Lurkers. He's also got a bunch of Blings and Vipers even. B-Breed with his 107 supply. 58 of that is army supply. He has +3 weapons, +2 armor on his bio. And he is quite dead unless he takes about 4, maybe 5 perfect fights. I think Kevin could just A-move his army across, forget to burrow his Lurkers, and still win this game. He's going for triple Nidus all at once. Gonna drop those down. One at the 3rd, one at the 4th. B-Breed does see it though, but does not get this one. Fortunately, there was nothing in it, so there's still time. There's still time. Now there is not. Lings are spilling out of it. just gonna pull B-Breed further apart. More lings spilling out. The rest of the army also in the Nidus, but not gonna come out. More Niduses going down in the natural. Oh my god, how many Niduses did he build? This is like playing the Terran campaign, the final mission. Zerg Nidus swarms are busting out all over your base and survive for an hour or whatever. Does lose a lot there, oh my goodness, but he is quite rich. I'm gonna remax on roaches. I'm gonna unburrow into the main. This is so many lurkers. B-Breed cannot even defend there. He's gonna go for a counterattack. This is an all-in. With all his lurkers here, B-Breed would have a chance. But Kevin can easily just pop back into that Nidus worm, come out on the other side. But while that's happening, B-Breed venturing very far forward. Tanks are sieged, at least most of them are. These two need to help out. Abducts on the tanks. Nicely done. Lurkers were pretty far back though, and I feel like they didn't really help out in that fight. He's still very rich. Gonna abduct another tank into the lurkers. And another one. Very nice spellcaster usage out of Kevin. Who taught him that? This guy's been going to a StarCraft boot camp. B-Breed gonna fall all the way back. He's got a lot of money now. Lost a lot of production in his main base. And he's two Nidus worms still alive. B-Breed is just giving this space up. He's gonna remake a tech lab here, knowing that Kevin can come out of this at any time. Alright, he does pull his army back now to take that out. Again, it's gonna be so easy to just plop another worm here. Sends a couple marines, changelings rather, to imitate marines. But B-Breed spotting that. Doesn't spot the last one though. So Kevin sees everything this army's doing. Gonna drop another Nidus, or attempt to, but that gets cleaned up. Yeah, B-Breed not seeing this final changeling. Kevin just gonna run up? That's a little crazy. But there are a few tanks unsieged. Kevin being very patient, kind of toying with his food here almost. But B-Breed mounting a counter-offensive, gonna take out this 12 o'clock base. But he does get caught. Hot pickup on a few units there. He's gonna go for this. What would this be? 5th or whatever base. Another yoink on a tank there. This drop doing work here. 7 drones already going down. More gonna be dropping. 14 is the total tally, and Kevin picks back up. Can he get away? Oh, no abduct there. That would have been nice to see. Drop still in danger though. Now trying to come out at an angle. 2 Nidus Worms try to go down, but looks like they're gonna get cleaned up. Kevin gonna be moving on in now. Tank sieged up on the low ground. They're gonna find a lot of free shots. And oh, Kevin just kind of sitting in the tank fire here. Here come the Vipers though. They can abduct everything in. Yoink! Yoink! Some of these tanks are getting shots though, so that's at least something. I'm just gonna morph. 37 more lurkers. Oh my goodness. Imagine if b-brie just landed a money nuke. He is not going for ghosts, unfortunately. Now, all these lurkers are done. Kevin can go for the Timbo and just walk in and burrow right into your face. But he is gonna flex his spellcaster usage. Yoink, 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 yoink. Oh my god. Brutal. And now he moves in with everything. 34 lurkers. The spines coming out from the ground, just shredding everything in its wake. Terran buildings forced to lift off. b-brie saying, hey, you morphed all your Hydras into lurkers. You can't hit me when I'm in the sky. But does that even matter? Lurkers unburrowing, moving forward once again. Losing a bunch of them in the process, but Kevin doesn't care. Lings showing up to gobble up the tanks, and single Viking gonna start picking off Vipers. A little bit of a drop in the main here, but what is that really gonna accomplish? The Lings return to defend, and GG gets called. Kevin gonna be up 2-0. Welcome back. We are currently in game number 3. We are looking at the main base of this man, the Green Zerg, who recently went to a StarCraft boot camp and is now terrorizing his opponent. It is Kevin Lee. And said opponent who is being terrorized, it is b-brie. Game number 3 gonna be played on Glittering Ashes. Quite a large map, which typically favors the Zerg, but the normal rules don't really apply to this Zerg here, so maybe he'll bungle this. I doubt it with the current form he's been showing. But just because it's slightly Zerg favored does not mean a Zerg victory is a foregone conclusion. Standard openings from both sides, so I was just looking at the Little lava. So these guys are fighting on some kind of lava research facility. That's pretty rad. The conveyor belt minerals. Weird little positioning on this Overlord. First Overlord going towards the back here. Kind of interesting that Kevin never goes for the frontal Overlord. SCV coming in for a scout. Not going to be seeing anything too crazy. B-Breed going for that factory. Reactor is ready if he wants to swamp it over, but for now just getting double Marines. Two Zerglings gonna be chasing this SEV until they decide, nah, that's stupid, I want to go home. They run back home. You're gonna hang out at the bottom of this ramp, gonna high five every drone. And Kevin's still mining gas there. Another drone going for a high five. Yeah! And no early third base yet this game. As I say that, he puts that down. Well done. Yeah, I don't know where he learned to do this. Dropping down a timely third. I'm still waiting for the day when Kevin pulls out of the gas after the speed, but that's not his style. B-Breed walling up. Was vulnerable to like a Ling flood, and he has no idea what Kevin's doing. So kind of living dangerously, not having this wall up. And is it up now? I feel like this is a pretty big gap. Or is it one of those things that it looks wrong, but it's actually a tight wall? I don't know. Kevin's not going for a Ling Flood anyways. He's going for a layer now. Getting additional gases and getting a Baneling Nest. Interesting. Gonna be a Ling Bane composition. I would have guessed that he would go for Roach Hydra again, as it's been crushing. One Ling gonna give its life to scout this wall. I wonder if Kevin... Yeah, he might look at this and think he can fit in. But I don't know that he's paying such close attention. 17 more drones as well as a Spire on the way. So it's going to be a Ling Bane Muta composition, it looks like. Classic ZVT unit composition. And B-Breed, his unit composition going to be Marine, Tank. He's getting a Starport, so going to be getting Medivacs as well. So pretty standard there. Do typically see Marauders. I don't think he's been getting any of those for some reason. Marauders are quite good to tank Baneling shots, forcing your opponent to micro his Banelings to try to hit the Marines in the back. But B-Breed perhaps not confident in his ability to place his Marauders in the front. Maybe deciding against that. Now he goes for a big unsiege here, but not going to move out. Kevin pokes in for a sec, and he spots that. almost take that Overseer out, but they don't. Now B-Breed moving out with a kind of unintimidating army here. Kevin with 10. Muta's on the way. And additional Zerglings as well. He does not have any Banelings on the map just yet. Does have Baneling speed, thankfully. And B-Breed now bringing a lot more stuff on the way. Okay, that's a little bit more scary. The Muta's gonna spot this, and seeing that B-Breed is unsieged, Kevin goes for the fight, but he doesn't have a whole lot on the ground here. Wait a second. There were no Banelings. I thought maybe he would have morphed some in, but no, he did not. And now a massive Marine army gonna take out his third. Scan going down seas. That still, Kevin doesn't have a whole lot here. And has B-Breed just found an excellent timing. He has his +1 weapons. Gotta move up a little bit to protect your tanks. Spire gonna be at risk of going down. Muta's flying around, gonna try to find the tanks in the back, and might be able to get 1 or 2. B-Breed not falling back to save them, however. Oh no, just slow to react. Kevin does not focus tanks 2 and 3, however. But B-Breed once again making the same mistake, leaving his tanks unattended. Gonna lose both of them now. And that's gonna free up the path for these Banelings to come in. And they do get some nice shots. Hot pickoff on 8 Marines there. The Mutas in hot pursuit. They do not get it. Settle for the tank, Marine, and Marauder instead. It's a pretty dicey hold there, but a hold nonetheless, and Kevin still has 58 workers. He still has a backup third here, would have been the 4th. So things are not looking that awful for Kevin. He does really have to spend his money, and he would be in an okay supply. But his production, not that great. I guess he's been missing some injects. And that might come to hurt him. He's not really going to have a whole lot of anything for the next couple minutes, perhaps. He's waiting on Overlords now. Waiting on the larva to pop. So B-Breed perhaps missing an opportunity here. Not going for a follow-up attack. It's going to allow more Lings to come out. And wait. Kevin still has drones here. Oh my god. So his 56 actually not entirely true, as how many is this? How many is in a stack here? 12? So 15 are over here. And Kevin doesn't realize it. Now B-Breed moving in for another attack. Clearing up some creep here. Kevin doesn't have too much yet. Still hasn't been injecting that great. Another scan from B-Breed as he ventures a little bit further onto creep. Kevin with a lot of time to build up his army though. 12 more Mutas in production. I don't know if that's the right call. I guess B-Breed doesn't have that many Marines. So he's going for a bit of a drop, maybe a distraction tactic. And Kevin now has to decide what to do. He moves in with his Mutas, gonna pick off some Marauders, some Marines. Yeah, not enough Marines at the front here. The one stimming from the back to pick off some Mutas? I don't know. But these Marines here have been doing work. The distraction, the two-pronged attack, but oh, that's a brutal death for those guys. They get lifted into the medevac only for the medevac to explode. Big scan going down, sees that half of the Banes are not yet done. That might be a good time to try to attack. He moves in with Marauders, tanking a few shots there. That's nice. The Mutas, however, and now Kevin just running in with everything. Back to the tank line, which deals so much damage to those Lings and Banes. Oh my god, just exploding them. But the Muta's pretty much uncontested now. They're going to be able to clean up... Yep, clean up everything at the front there. And B-Breed going to be falling back. He needs to group up his anti-air units. And Kevin still not aware of this 15, I think it was, drones not doing anything. B-Breed does have his third now, but hasn't really been mining until just now. Kevin's Mutas, 20 of them gonna show up. Gonna pick up a lot of SCV kills here and dive on top of that missile turret. Fight one Marine, but doesn't want to fight this many. Gonna go into the third once again. Gonna get a bunch more workers, and this is an excellent pickoff from these Mutas, just doing so much work. Gonna get a tank, gonna get a few straggling Marines. Oh my goodness, this is brutal. And B-Breed saw Mutas a long time ago. Can't believe he didn't get more turrets and stuff back at home, but he's taken ridiculous amounts of damage. 30 SCVs have gone down, only 19 remaining. And 19 is also the number of Mutas in production for Kevin Lee. So with his 18 plus 19, please spawn so I don't have to do that math. 37 Mutas on the field. That's more than the Marines. No upgrades on them, however. Only just now restarting that +1 weapons. His first Spire did get destroyed back there with B-Breed's initial attack, but here come the 37 Mutas, and one missile turret's not going to be able to cut it. That's going to just melt real quick, and all these SCVs going to go down as well. Kevin can even fight some Marines. Obviously doesn't want to fight the whole force. He can fight 5 or 8. Picks off the orbital even. Goes to the third. Gonna get that missile turret. Gonna get that Thor. No problemo. 15 more SCVs going down. And Kevin decides, F it, I can fight those Marines. Fights those Marines. Takes out another orbital. Oh my goodness. Hide your kids. Hide your wife. Because these Mutas are raping everybody. B-Breed. Looks like he's just sending it. I mean, he can't really catch up at this point. So he's going for a very pathetic attack. Gonna find some Baneling cocoons, but the Mutas could take this by themselves, and they are going to. GG gets called once again. Kevin with the 3-0.